سبيل الدموع سبيل
Five things to do when you get overwhelmed designing your online courses because you are going to get overwhelmed. That was like when I read this particular sentence, I was like, yes, you are definitely going to get overwhelmed when you're designing it. Because in my own journey, when I was designing my own courses, I was getting so stuck, overwhelmed, and stuck so many times. And when I'm having conversation with members, the biggest challenge for people is to start recording something. Been a victim of it. Before recording, the biggest challenge you'll face is when you start designing your course, you get so many doubts whether this will work, whether people are going to like it, whether they are going to even. I'm going to put so much of work and effort and edit and put musics and animations. Are they going to watch it? Will it make sense to them? Should I be using teleprompter? Should I script it out and read it out? Should I use this? Should I do that? Is the background great? Is my audio great? Is my hair great? Is this particular plant great? What color should I use? These things is going to overwhelm you so much because that's where we all come, the thing of perfection comes into place. Like, I want to be so perfect in so many places that it freezes me to do things. That's where the series that I started in YouTube was like, I'm not going to use presentations, I'm not going to use mind maps, I'm not spending any time in anything but producing content for you. That's only my goal, to choose progress over perfection. Because if I start doing this, probably other things in my life will get sorted, and other things in my life will get probably structured and stuff like that. Because in entrepreneurship journey, you will get overwhelmed. And I think we did not even touch the topic. I started talking about the topic even it's like the context setting of a topic, where because I feel you being overwhelmed. It's just like, I'll tell you, I'm scripting out courses. I'm scripting out topics. See, the empty places are just blanks where I was completely frozen. I was not getting ideas to write them, and few of the ideas I have written, few of the ideas I have not written, because I was being so stuck even scripting things out. So I was like, okay, great. How do you overcome that? And that brings us to the topic, 5 things that we are going to talk. 5 things to do immediately when you get overwhelmed designing your online courses, your content, your business flow, and any sort of a content that you're going to design. Okay, point number 1. Knowing the solution graph. If you don't know what solution graph is, I'm a big fan of solution graph all the time because it gives me a perspective of things. If you look at the screen over here, am I recording? Are you able to hear me? Yes, you're able to hear me. This is the graph. Okay. Let me change the color. Cool. Okay, that's the gap. Oh, my handwriting is great today. Let me change the color. Okay, that's the gap. This part is where people are, and this is where they want to be. Cool. That's point number A. That's point number B. A for R, B for B. Cool. They're in a place, they're in point A, they want to go to point B. The solution graph is nothing but you are filling the gap. If people don't know English, you want to teach them English, great. If people are not getting jobs in accounts, if you are great in accounts, go do stuff, because now you're going to fill the gap. Because when people, I'm not talking against anyone, but then when people get graduated the way I did, I was here, and why wasn't I getting selected in interviews? Because the demand was here. Like, a fresher should have 2 years of experience. I was like, dude, where should I get experience from? A fresher should have 2 years of experience. Where should I get experience from? I just graduated, dude. Come on, do you want me to work in college? Because college life is not for working. College life is like having fun, go travel, ride bikes, go drink juices and stuff like that. It's like great, being with friends, and that is life. Like, do you want 2 years of experience of what? Education? I was studying. Probably not. So this is where people are, and this is where they want to be. For example, I want to lose weight. That's where I am. This is where I want to be. If you are into fitness or how you want to teach me to lose weight, you are filling the gap. And this is going to be, the gap is going to be your business plan. The gap is going to be your business flow, the customer journey, your level 1, your level 2, your level 3, your content on YouTube, your podcast, your blogs, your social media flooded with content. That's the gap you're filling. The webinar that you do, the advertisements that you do, the whole business that you're doing is going to go inside that solution graph, inside that gap between I just showed you. The whole thing. This is so important for you. This gap is so important. Everything that you're going to do is going to take someone from point A to point B. If someone doesn't know how to ride a bicycle and you want to teach those small little tiny little kids who want to learn bicycle, great. Now they were here, they did not know how to ride bicycle. Now you're teaching, you're kind of asking them to wear the gears, the helmets, have those two wheels within the bicycle and train them. Probably you're teaching people badminton or mixed martial arts or swimming or hiking or whatever that you're doing. You're taking them from point A, always remember, point A to point B, knowing when you're getting overwhelmed and when you know that what I'm going to craft or design is taking them from point A to point B, you have a different sort of an energy, because now you go from doing to serving people, to helping people, to benefiting people. So once this mindset shifts, you go in a different mindset altogether. Point number 2, filling the gap. More or less the same thing from the point number 1. When you get overwhelmed, you think about how are you going to benefit a human being. In other words, your target audience. In other words, your members. You are going to have this feeling unless and until you don't have 10 to 15 members already in your community, unless and until you make that sale. Because after you start making those sales, now you've got responsibilities, and this is before having a community. While crafting, where you're so stuck with so many things and self-doubts and external noise and internal noise, so many things are happening and you're not very confident doing things. You don't have that conviction. What brings those conviction and that confidence is these 5 points that is like, think always, okay, how am I going to benefit that particular thing? If I'm going to make this particular glass, how is it going to benefit Fazil? Okay, Fazil likes fancy things, great. Fazil likes to drink a lot of water, great. Fazil wants to hold a glass in a specific way which will hold just 3 fingers, great. Fazil doesn't like one single color, he needs 2 to 3 colors in a cup, okay, great, 2 colors. Fazil doesn't like logo on a specific cup, okay, I'll put logo beneath it, probably. And probably this shouldn't be a sticker, because it should be embedded into it. You know why? Because if there is a sticker or a water, it will just wash away. So if you assess all these things of what Fazil wants, okay, now you're filling the gap. You are crafting a course in a specific way, in a specific direction, that is filling the gap for me. Now you go to a different level altogether when you know that you are solving a problem, when you're filling that particular gap. Point number 3, focusing on them, not you. One thing that I've learned from Jason Capital, that guy's a different breed altogether. Now, in one of the video, he said, you get bored or distracted is because this is his thing. You get bored or distracted is because you are way too focused on yourself. Now, to not get bored and to not get distracted, focus on someone who wants help. Focus on someone who needs what you've got within you. Focus on someone, how can your resources be beneficial for someone else. So when you take the focus off you onto someone else that is going to benefit, that is going to give money to you, going to pray for you, send those blessings to you, giving that reply to you, giving that feedback to you, a testimonial to you, or sending that cute little message that thank you so much for changing my day, thank you so much for making that positive impact. When you focus that to them, that is what you can take it back. Imagine what will happen once you start getting those replies and messages and those feedbacks and those testimonials and that money in your transaction. What is going to happen? Money in the bank, what is going to happen? How did that happen? You were already overwhelmed. What did you just did? Like, you just slightly tweaked the focus from you to them. The moment you kind of shifted that focus, you started getting great things. Great. I'm going to focus more on that particular person, or probably get more people, probably going to help more people, because now I like that feeling. I like money. I like helping people out. I like benefiting people. I've got so much of knowledge, resources, and experience that I cannot share with people. Now from being bored, you are all about serving and helping and making that impact and stuff like that. That was point number 3. Point number 4, one thing that this is my personal thing, I was like, okay, the frameworks are great, but then what would Fazal do if Fazal is getting overwhelmed? I would rather do things than just sit and plan. This is my personal thing, where I like to do a lot of things, and I lack execution. I lack the doing part. That's why I something have called like do it now mentality, right? Like do it now mentality. I need to do things instead of just planning and thinking and overwhelming. Instead, I rather do things. So I went all the way from thinking about things into producing content. Let this channel be the place where I document things, or what I feel about a thing, or what's important for you, or what's the question that's been repeated asked and stuff like this. Like instead of me focusing too much on myself and planning and being overwhelmed, okay, great. What I'll do is counter tactical strategy. Boom, I'll start doing things out instead of just planning. I'll take one step at a time, which will graduate into 2 steps, which will graduate into 3 steps. But that will all start from one. So what's that one thing that you need to do? Instead of just planning, what can you do as an introvert? Because now once you do it, one thing that you're going to feel, which probably you will never feel only when you're planning, sense of accomplishment. When you go in the night and sleep. Now this is having a deep context of what I'm saying. But when you see, okay, I'm going to do this thing today, and when you get it done today, when you go to sleep, you feel so sense of accomplishment. Okay, great, I'm going to do more of it tomorrow. That sense of inspiration comes from within. It's like, it was easy, it wasn't that great, it wasn't that difficult, it wasn't that hard. I was just being so stupid and being so over across my whole past couple of weeks or days or months. It was so simple. Now that I've taken that one step, I'm going to take the same step tomorrow. I'm going to do it more. I'm going to repeat it and repeat and repeat it. The more you start repeating it, the more confidence you'll get. This is something that I personally do. 5th point, brainstorming is the key. Whenever you feel stuck and overwhelmed in crafting your online courses, okay, what will make you move is take a blank sheet of paper and dump everything that you know of that specific thing. It's like that's the key, because if you just have a blank sheet and you're just stuck, you will be stuck. Where can you start? The goal that I always do, that whenever I'm brainstorming any piece of content or any piece of course and whatever that is, I give myself a timer of 20 minutes. I don't know the science of it, I don't know the art of it, I don't know the psychology behind that. But this is something that I've learned from a mentor that I've got, Catherine Jules. She said, okay, I am going to brainstorm for next 20 minutes, and the goal of that 20 minutes is I am not going to stop. Probably you will just write one point, or probably you'll fill 4 different pages of one small little topic, which is the key. I'm just going to write everything I don't know about this. Just keep on scribbling at point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, done. Anything and everything related to that thing. You just go in the flow, keep on writing it down. The more you brainstorm it, the more you see, great, this is how much I know. Now what I have to do? Prioritize what's important, structure that, start making content on priority 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, it's not in your head anymore. It has come out. It's in front of you. You're able to see that live in front of you. And once you have that, the whole thing in front of you, now you can prioritize things and start working on not getting overwhelmed, and start scripting it out or recording it out, editing and launching it out. So 5 things to do when you get overwhelmed is like knowing the solution graph, filling the gap, focusing on them, not you. 3rd one, doing things rather than just planning and thinking and getting stuck all the time. Just start doing things. Like take those one small little step, it will motivate you to do the different steps. Point number 5 is brainstorming is the key, because once you brainstorm things from you start coming on. Thank you so much for making me this video and this topic a part of your day. You will get overwhelmed, that's natural. How will you not overwhelmed? Start taking these steps immediately after watching it. For you have watched it because you were creating courses and you got stuck. That's the only reason probably you have watched into this particular thing, or probably you're just binge watching these particular videos. If you're binge watching it, it might not make sense to you. If you're genuinely wanting to create a course and you are being stuck and lost and overwhelmed and confused, make a point of doing all these 5 points immediately after watching this particular video and see the impact that's happened. Thank you so much for being and I am going to see you in another exciting video.
ككبش ذبيح بذكر